Yeah, this is being the last part of the first paper of CTI 2017 uh, question paper conducted by KPSC. So we can see some of the questions from medieval India. So these are the terminologies when it comes to especially the religion part. Most of the time from Buddhism and Jainism will dominate in many of the questions as we have analyzed, right? So some of the terminologies you have to remember this with respect to Sufism. So say silsila, silsila, khanqa, wahadatul wajud, Bashara and Beshara. These are the common terms used by Sufi saints. Khanqa is nothing but a residence of Sufis. Sufis where they reside, the place like a hostel or a kind of uh, place where these Sufis reside is called as Khanqa. And Silsila is order. So there are so many Sufi orders like Chisti, which is located in Ajmer. So we are not going in detail about those things because for examination depth of for KPSC level not that much depth is required, right? Then Wahadatul Wajud is nothing but a doctrine of unity of being. So they will promote a culture of taking everyone together and picking every aspect of the religion and following their own part of the orders. So that's what. So Beshara and Bashara. So is their terminology. The one who does not follow the orders is called as Beshara. They are not followers of Sufis orders. And Bashara means the one who follows the orders. So these terminologies remember. So I think they may come in the exam. So then again, the geography has been dominated. So these things we have discussed in the previous video as well. So the highest peak in the Aravallis, some of the student has asked. So that is the Gauri Shikhar, which is very famous for the Jainese pilgrimage, and also Nilgiri, and the highest mountain is Dodbetta, and also this is the second highest, the peak of Western Ghat, and first being the Annamalai. So already here he has mentioned Annamalai. Dhupgad, as we also seen that Dhupgad is the highest peak in Satpura. And there is one more. Satpura comes southern part of India, and the northern part of India is Vindhyas. So Vindhyachal mountain, there is highest peak which is called as Goodwill Peak. So this is one of the important fact. Then again, as everyone knows that the highest mountain is in India, which is K2, nothing but Godwin Austin. So like located in Karakoram range. This we have seen extreme Pir Panjal and Karakoram are located towards opposite. So east and west extreme part that we have seen in the geography. If you are not watched those part, you can watch the previous video as well. So some of the students may not able to attend. That's why we have recording and we are posting it. So I thank for the response given by the students. Then also we have seen that the highest peak in Eastern Ghats, as there is a peak in Western Ghats, there is also a peak in the Eastern Ghats, which is Mahendragiri. So these are some of the important peaks located in India. So and very important from geography perspective. So then again uh, they have asked arrange the following sultans of slave dynasty in descending order. So as we can see these four member they have given four king. So we have they have asked us to arrange this. So unless you have read about these things, you can answer them. So we will see little bit about slave dynasty, who these slaves are. Actually, I'll briefly tell about because we have to take economics as well. So which some of the students has requested. So when these people when from the southwest region. from Arabs. They came attacking on the northwest frontier, and of course, Gauri proceeded towards India, and he fought with the Rajputs in 1191. So that the battle was called as Battle of Tarain, first Battle of Tarain. So which he lost. Then he came back again after 1 year with lots of preparation, and he fought. But he fought and he won the battle. So at the time, you remember, the battle was between Gauri and Prithviraj Chauhan. So then Gauri captured it, and then there was a one slave who was adopted by Gauri, and that slave was nothing but the Aibak, Kutubuddin Aibak, who started this Qutub Minar, and it was completed by his son-in-law, whose name is Iltamash. So these things I think everyone have read in the NCRT level. Basic question, basic concept idu. So Iltamash ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ then there was actually Iltamash wanted to appoint the princess as a Razia Sultan. So she was the first female ruler of the slave dynasty. So, but many of the nobles was opposed. So because of that, the Rukuddin Feroz Shah will come. So then after that, he won't be there for a long time. Then Razia Sultan will rule. Then she was also killed, and then at the time there was so much of dominated by domination power of these ulemas. Ulemas are nothing but these are some of the religious preachers who dominated in the kingdom. So then Bahram Shah came, and these are very not important leaders. Just for Corona, three is very important up to Razia Sultan. Then Bahram Shah, then Musad Shah, Nasiruddin Muhammad will come after this. I think I'll tell about Balban, how he has come, because the same question the next will come. So here chronology they have asked. If you remember this Rukmuddin Firoz, after Rukmuddin Firoz, Behram Shah will come. That's all. You can easily make an answer. So try to remember. Don't go in depth for the examination, for the KPSC examination perspective. Enough for this level of preparation. So see, Delhi introduced the practice of Sajda and Paibos. So as I was mentioning, Balban, at the time of Balban, actually he wanted to break that the power of the ulemas, or the power of these the religious leader. So at the time they formed the union called as Chahalgani, means nothing but 40 prominent ulemas. So he wanted to break that their interference, and he wanted complete control of his kingdom. So that's why he introduced some of the practices like Sajda. Sajda, you come to the king and you touch their feet. So by doing that, the king or the monarch will be the supremacy. So in order to show others the inferiority, he introduced that practice. So after that, long story is there that he becomes mad because his son was killed in some war. So these things we are not going into the in depth. So this, remember this fact is that's all for the exam, right? So yeah. So then this is one more important thing. Then comes the during the time of Alauddin Khilji. So Mongolians invasion was too much. So they have asked. I think this being a little bit tougher question. So they have asked is Mongolian invader did not invade India during Alauddin Khilji period. So who are those two Mongolian leaders? They have asked. So one is of course Genghis Khan. Everyone knows that. And then Alauddin Tarmistrin. These are the two leaders who came, but they did not attack, because at that time there was one prince who escaped, and he came to Delhi asking protection from the this. Alauddin Khilji, but he was brave. He was smart enough that he did not give protection to that king. So that's the story which revolves around this. I think it's a tougher question. such questions will be there. We need not to worry about those things, right? See, I have written here the chronology of Delhi Sultanates. So first comes the slave dynasty. As we these are a major leaders, major kings like Aibak, Iltamash, then Razia Sultan, then Balban. So these four you remember. For FD, SD and all, they just directly ask. No need to remember these their years, right? Then comes the Khilji dynasty. So of course, this Jalaluddin Khilji and Alauddin Khilji. So son-in-law, Alauddin Khilji was son-in-law. He killed his father-in-law and he will rule. So lot of things we are not going in depth about history. So because it will deviate our very purpose itself. Then comes the Tughlaq dynasty. So remember so many about their some important reforms like agriculture reforms. These things are important, whatever exam, not the battles they fought, not the area they captured. These are not at all important. So remember, that's how previous year papers helps us to, what is to be read, what is not to be read. So yes, then Sayed dynasty, they live for a short time. Then comes the Lodi dynasty. Of course, after Lodi, this Delhi Sultanate will start. So this is the chronology. Just remember for the examination. Yeah, this is a very beautiful question. Freedom struggle was fought by Kannadiga women. One of the following was from North Karnataka. So ಇವ್ರ ಹೆಸರು ಬಂದು ಲೀಲಾವತಿ ಮಾಗಡಿ ಅಂತ. So basically she was involved during the time of the second sorry quit India movement. So even she went to the jail also, and she was a famous freedom fighter daughter, and it's very important. Remember from Leelavati Magadi, she was involved in Quit India movement. Then some of the other question, yeah. Uh, See, this is again I found some miscellaneous question. I don't know why they have asked. Two daughters of Raja Dahir captured and sent to Khalifa of Baghdad by Muhammad Ibn Qasim. So he was the first Muslim invader who attacked the northwest frontier in 712 AD. And during the time of attack, he captured two of the women's. So they have asked the women's were Parmal Devi and Suraj Devi. So I think this is not important. I don't know how they have asked this question. And yeah, then one more important concept, Maharaja of Mysore, realizing the need to give social justice to all the class and communities, so appointed a committee to do so. Which of these committee? As we have discussed, ನಾಲ್ವಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಕಮಿಟಿನ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಬಂದು ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಮಿಲ್ಲರ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಅಂತ 1919. ಸೊ ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್. ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್, ದೇವರಾಜ್ ಅರಸ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟೆಡ್ ಹಾವ್ನೂರ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ. ದೆನ್ ಅಟ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲಲ್ಲೂ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. They have appointed first is Kaka Kalekar committee in the year 1955. Thereafter, the second the backward commission, which was Mandal commission. Then ಅದನ್ನ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ. ದೆನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಫೇಮಸ್ ಜಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಂದಿರಾ ಸಹಾನಿ ಜಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಅಪ್ರೂವ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಓಕೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ಅಹೆಡ್. ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಒ ಬಿ ಸಿ ರಿಸರ್ವೇಶನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್ ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಮೇನ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್ ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲಿ. ಇದು ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ FDA ಪೇಪರ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಇಯರ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾನೆ, 1881. ಸೊ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಈ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲಿಸಮ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿನೇ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. 1883 4 5 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದ ಹಾಗೆ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟಲ್ಲೂ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ was ruled by the Mysore Wadayars. So, at that point of time, people, some progressive leader thought that slowly India, British will leave us and there won't be any value of the rulers or the kings. So there will be a democracy in the state. So they started it, the idea of this assembly which came in the year 1881, and the great contribution goes to the Diwan Rangacharlu. So he was the first Diwan of the Mysore, and at the time Chamraja Wadayar was the king. So these things you remember, and they have asked what is the objective of this representative assembly. So just to represent the, actually at the time that assembly was nominated, it was not elected, remember. So and the nominated members has 144 members. uh, the objective of that assembly is to just represent the opinion of the people. See, these people are our people are suffering, so king should know about these things, or the government should know about this. So kind of voice to the government or the king. So nothing more about. A very important thing they have asked about this modern India. So movement by the Narayana Guru. So actually socio-religious movement is very important aspect. So actually, he started some of the social upliftment movement for the vulnerable communities. So like temple entry movement, also he was responsible for starting a temple entry movement. And after his voice against social oppression, there was also a Vaikom Satyagraha. You know that even Gandhi was went to participate in this Satyagraha. And one more thing, the main leaders of this Satyagraha is K. Kelappan and Keshava Menon. So we can call it as K. Kelappan as a Kerala Gandhi. So I want a student who is a Gandhi of Karnataka. So if you can comment or here, I think I'll be very happy. So because this is a basic question, I think most of the students might be knowing that. So then, yeah. So see, some of the travelers are very important. When many questions, if we take, we will discuss the travelers who visited during the time of Vijayanagara, during the time of Harshavardhana. All this we will be seeing. So here see, they have seen the early 10th century in the following list, the Arab traveler. So he's called as Masudi. So actually these people are, you can say these are traders. They came in search of, how we can, gain the knowledge, how we can, make or like how will be interested for them. So these are very important. We have to remember. So then again, who is the author of Vikramanka Bodhyam? So remember, this is Someshwara. When we deal with the ancient India, we will discuss more about this. So again, the Devara Dasimaya. So he was a 11th century poet. Like there are so many philosophers given from Karnataka. So many, I can mention some of them, like Basvana. So Akka Mahadevi, there are many philosophers in Karnataka. So Devara Dasimaya was also very popular. So his Vachana was dedicated to Ramanatha. So remember, these 2 points are very important. He belongs to somewhere in the Yadgiri district, some village. If you know, I think you can comment it. So it will be helpful for updating my knowledge as well. So this is about the today's previous year question paper. So we will start with the core concept of economy. Yeah, if anyone has a doubt, they can ask me.